Hey guys, I am back again for another Jurassic World Metal review. We're back at Camp Cretaceous, and we're also back at Dino Escape. And now we're going to be taking a look at the Roar Attack Allosaurus. But this is the second version because the first version couldn't find that, or I probably missed out on that, whatever. But still, I wanted to go after the second version considering that I don't actually own a Battle at Big Rock-esque Allosaurus. And already, I'm actually liking this a lot more than the previous Battle at Big Rock Allosaurus released back in 2019. But before we go and take a look at this figure, of course, we're going to go ahead and look at the package first. So we got the Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous logo looking really cool up there in the top left. And then we roll down, we see Toro being menacing as usual, with Darius on the side, Dino Escape, Roar Attack Allosaurus with different languages, demonstration in the prototype images below, with Ford Plus barcode and the Mattel logo. The Allosaurus is looking really freaking cool with a very cool aesthetic with the broken fence. Literally, the Dino Escape package definitely looks really freaking cool. Also a soundbite and the Netflix original series logo up there. Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. And the other side is the same logo, but we got Blue, Ben, and Sammy. Dino Escape, Camp Cretaceous logo right there. And then at the back, we got this enlarged image of the Allosaurus doing its action features and roaring, and it looks really freaking cool. And also got a demonstration of the action features again, but let me go over it because this is something that I really like about the Roar Attack figures so far. Even if this is literally my first one, I really like this action feature already. It's a 3-step process. It's like, you have it like this, and then it's semi-open, and then it opens very wide, and it makes all kinds of sound effects. But from the videos I saw on this particular Allosaurus, well, this Roar Attack Allosaurus, not this particular version, but it's the same one, but you get my deal. I've heard some pretty familiar sound effects, and I'm going to get to that as soon as possible. Anyways, you got Dino Escape logo right there, Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous logo, all that other stuff, the scan code stuff right there, and the Cantrosaurus Pierce and Green Ceratosaurus down there. Alright, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this Battle at Big Rock Allosaurus out of the package. So here is the Camp Cretaceous Dino Escape Roar Attack Allosaurus out the package, and while it does lack a lot of paint detail, it is definitely milestones better, in my personal opinion, than the previous Battle at Big Rock Allosaurus we've gotten from Dino Rivals. One thing for sure, I'm saying that because it stands better, and obviously they re-sculpted this material, because I know this is supposed to be the exact same sculpt, or sort of the exact same sculpt, as the previous Allosaurus from Battle at Big Rock, but I feel like this is obviously a major difference, and I'm loving this toy so much. Like, already I am liking this a lot more. Taking a closer look at the detailing of that head, and as usual, like I said before, Battle at Big Rock Allosaurus looks freaking amazing and also pretty dang menacing and cool. So this new head sculpt, or well, this one from Battle at Big Rock especially, it's just really freaking cool. I just really love this. It's a great design all around. As much as I still like the juvenile Allosaurus from Fallen Kingdom, I also really love the Battle at Big Rock Allosaurus, or just straight up the Allosaurus we're getting now. Detailing is basically, well, there are areas where you can see it's kind of soft, but at the same time, it is still packed and wonderful. I guess the paint, well, the glossy little blue paint is making it even more detailed than it usually should be, even though it's also pretty lacking at the same time. But like I said, there's detailing all around the body, the ridges, and those spikes. It's the, okay, so it's not as rubbery, but it's not as, dangerous either. So that's a plus. Also, tail, another thing, the tail is stubby. Yes, it is, and it doesn't have no paint. But at the same time, it's not the issue because I'm glad that the thing can stand better. That's all that matters for me. And new claws or toe claws right here are not painted, unlike the original version, which was the only thing that was like. They took in consideration that the thing has to be painted, but this one, they didn't paint it, but I'm not too bugged by that. Arms definitely look like the same sculpt, but yeah, they kind of look like the same sculpt. I'm not sure. I'll compare it in a little bit, but I definitely like this one more. Just the sculpt-wise, this Allosaurus is much more entertaining looking and much more like striking, and not to mention also it's much more balanced than the original Allosaurus from 2019. And yeah, despite the lacking in the paint detail, it's really freaking cool. And also, let me just take a look right here. Oh yeah, that looks really good, just the way that looks. Yeah, I am loving this a lot more. This is just really freaking cool. Even setting it upright like this and it doesn't fall down, that's all that matters, and I am so happy about this. It doesn't fall, because the other one that my little brother has owned, it just kept falling, but I think he's obviously found a faultier model, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But before we can take a look at comparison to the other Allosaurus, we're going to take a look at the action features. So the action feature is this button over here. As you press it at certain degrees, like again the 3-step degree, the mouth will open in different angles, whether it be like semi-open and then wide open. So we're gonna go ahead and test that out, and it will play some familiar sound effects. Not the right choice, but definitely a fun choice, despite it not being the right choice. Yep, this Allosaurus got spinal sounds. Well, that one kind of sounded a little like the Indoraptor, but this one, last two roars are like spinal related. There we go again. I really love that sound effect, but I will say it's a weird choice to have the Allosaurus roar like that, but I just can't help it. I really like that spinal roar. Looking in the mouth detail, there's that textured freaking bluish black looking tongue, and yeah, looks really freaking cool. Honestly, this is just really a pleasure to own. Here's the three amigos. We all got them all. The original Allosaurus from 2018, the Battle at Big Rock Allosaurus from Dino Rivals 2019, and the Dino Escape Allosaurus of 2022. Basically, I guess the only thing that is similar between all these dinosaurs is basically the arms and legs. Other than that, they do got major differences in the body sculpts and the head sculpts as well. One thing I'll give the Dino Rivals Battle at Big Rock Allosaurus credit for is that it got more paint detail than this one, but I just can't help it. I like the sculpt and feel of this one more than the old one, because the old one, well, this is just my little brother's, because if I actually own one like this one, even though it probably might be impossible because it's a lot more pricier now, but still, it's like if I own one, I probably will still have the same issue. And not to mention, my little brother has definitely got a faultier one because the dew claws are not freaking sculpted in properly at all. And this thing had loose legs, so all I had to do was fix it with rubber bands, and it did the trick, but it's only working halfway. But I will say, despite the imperfections of this figure, it's still pretty good regardless of how disappointed I was a little bit with it. But at the same time, I just can't help it. I am glad they made this one. It is a far better version than this one, and as much as I still like this one, this is just the best Allosaurus, without a doubt. Alright, that's going to end this review off the Jurassic World Dino Escape Roar Attack Allosaurus version 2. This Allosaurus is awesome. I like it much more better than this one. Even though this one is still fine on its own, it does have its imperfections. The only thing that it wins at is paint job and at least wowing me for the sculpt, but it is a little disappointing at the same time. But for me, this Allosaurus is much better. It's more stabilized, it's got a really nice action feature, and it roars like the Spino. I mean, as much as that is a problem, I can't help but love that because I love the Spino, and I just think it's really nice overall. Also, the tail joint is on the ball joint, so that is better than the swivel joint on this one. So basically, yeah, that's it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and tune in next time, someday in the future. I don't know when, probably around Tuesday, Friday, for the next review, and I'll be seeing you guys then.